It is so exhausting being the most interesting person in the room. It's like people simultaneously love you and hate you at the same time. They recognize that you are bringing something unique. They recognize that you are bringing something dynamic to the equation, to the environment. You're raising the vibration of the room that you walk in. But it's like at the same time, like they don't know how to act around you. Like they don't know, it's like they can't handle you. And I think that there are some people who, when you guys start talking to them, it's like they can't help but put their feet in their mouths. And I don't know what it is about you. It's just, actually, yeah, I do know what it is about you. I think that you are, like I said, you're the most interesting person that they have ever met. The thing is, you don't have to try to be this way. The reason the way you are comes off as so rare is because you are authentic in your interactions with people. It's your material is original, right? This will be your general read for November, Sag. And as you guys know, or if you don't know, now you know, we're going to pull the overall energy in just a sec, which will be just one card. And we'll look at that as the energy that's just kind of driving November as a whole. And then we'll pull the rest of your cards, get some oracles, and get some identifiers. And then we'll go from there, okay? So let's see what's going on for you guys. But yeah, like, to be blessed enough to be graced by your presence. Like, I'm not just trying to gas you, but like but to just, to be chosen by you is a very powerful thing. That's the point that I'm trying to get. That's the point that I'm trying to drive home to you. Seven of Cups as the overall energy for November. And let's talk about it real quick. That way that you are, right? Everything that we were just talking about. It elicits a kind of response or reaction to you, reaction to your energy. And it's something that you don't always have control over, and it's not something that's your responsibility, quite frankly. You can't control how people are going to react to you, especially when you are not when you're not trying to be anything other than what you are, right? But it's just like their expectations about you, it can get very messy because they misinterpret your energy and they misinterpret your intentions. It can get very messy. And it's just like, damn. Are there any sane people left? I think so. I think so. I'm hearing as long as you live and breathe. You may know a Virgo who you can confide in, or one who sees things the way that you see them. I think that you are kind of, you have to control your energy a bit more. There's no sugarcoating it. I think that it's just like you're focused on a lot of different things. And I think there's a lot of things that you want to get good at, a lot of things that you want to succeed at. It looks like ambition. So this is in no way a bad thing. So when I say get in better control of your energy, it's just like you need to see something all the way through. You need to think something all the way through. You need to follow through. Where work is concerned and where manifesting is concerned. And I think that a lot of the solutions to your problems you feel like will come from just cutting yourself off from everyone around you, just not really taking anyone else's opinion in mind, or perhaps it's the opposite. It's like the effect that the opinions of other people have on you. As much as you'd like to believe that they don't have an impact, I think you know that they do. And every once in a while, one of those swords gets through the armor. Every once in a while, you know, something hits a little bit too close to home. And then you're left to pick up the pieces. In November, you don't want to fight anymore. In November, you don't want to be at somebody's beck and call. So there is a growing desire here to be way more independent, a growing desire to choose for yourself. It's like you're fighting for your right to have an opinion. It's a fight for your freedom. Wow. I'll talk in a sec, guys. I know I'm just taking it all in. We're grabbing your identifiers now. let's talk about what's here. So the overall energy we have is the Seven of Cups. And Sag, I think that there is something that you are not seeing clearly. There's something here that you're not seeing clearly, and it's like you spend the entire month looking for it. There's something that you're looking for, searching for, and it's like you're thwarted at every turn. Because it's like when you find something, you realize that it's not really substantial. You realize that it was a pipe dream. You realize that it was all form and no substance. And that may not always be the case. It's also about your standards. It's about what you, like I said, what you are looking for. The month is very much about what you're looking for. So it's like there's this question of what do you want? You know? Like really what do you want? And I think that you know what you want. And it's like while you're on this search, it feels as if you're losing battles in what seems to be a great war of some kind. It's like you constantly show up with something ironclad. You constantly show up with something real. You constantly bring something real to the occasion, to the equation. And okay, so you know when there's like a potluck or something and you like bring the most banging dish to the potluck and it's like somebody just brings plates, you know, like it's that like you know, that's who you are in a dynamic, that's who you are in a relationship, you know, like remember what we were talking about at the beginning of the video. It's like you bring the sauce, but it's like a game of risk all the way. Because it's not like you don't, it's not like there isn't any damage each time you fall down. It's not like there isn't any damage each time you are let down. Each time you realize that some of it is your fault because, you know, you made that choice, because you chose that situation, because you chose that person. Or you chose to do this, or you chose to say this. So there isn't anyone else here but self. How you think of yourself, what you feel like you can what you feel like you can realistically attain, what you feel like you can realistically have. And maybe, just maybe, and please don't hate me for saying this, but just maybe you need to be a little bit more real about your targets, or a little bit more real about what's for you. Maybe you just need to start choosing what is going to realistically choose you. Every endeavor can't be like walking off a cliff for you. It shouldn't feel like this every single time for you. And with the Seven of Cups in the overall, I'm getting a very like cyclical kind of energy. I don't think this is anything new. But what is new here is that you know, because you've gone through it before, you have a great advantage because of what you have seen. Like, look how early on in the reading the Hermit came up. So we actually have someone very old coming before someone who is very young in the reading. And just from a theme perspective, it's like you're using your wisdom to like put yourself through some kind of situation or through situations that you already know the way that they end. You already know the outcome. You know that this cliff is coming. You know what it's going to cost you. You know who you're dealing with. But the difference this time around is that that there is an opportunity. You know, the birth card coming out here, renewal, very positive. Very, very positive. So nevertheless, you know, this part of you is still here. You know, I just think that you maybe need to take that energy that you're using to beat that dead horse and focus on something new, focus on something real. I think that you know what you deserve. I think that you know what's not going to work out. For many of you, I think you know what doesn't have a future. But it's like there's something that's tempting about it, something that's familiar about whatever this, there's just some element, some choice. It could be a person, it could be, you know, like you would know whatever it is that you just keep going back to because it feels good. Or there's just something about it. We got the letters G, H, and I. Your name or someone's name or a place may start with one of those letters. Aries. Love. Pleasure. Like I said, it feels good. It feels good, but what could it really be? Ego. V, Y, and X. How do you do the things that you do? I don't think that's gonna focus, but Cancer. X. We got Sagittarius. There you are. No one compares to you. And Ghost. You could be dealing with someone who is one of these signs, right? Aries, Cancer, or another Sagittarius. Or I think that you could have one of these other placements as well. I do think that when something doesn't work out, you do tend to just kind of leave or try something different. You're not afraid to go back to the drawing board. And I think that you oftentimes just leave things the way that they are because of this like optimism that you have that things are going to work out in the end. How do you do the things that you do is what people wonder about you. We picked up on that energy strong when we were talking about your charisma. I'm also seeing machismo. There will be no extended reading for November. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time.